It's about 90 seconds to the time I'm recording this particular video. And I'm receiving notification. Say, Ankoma David, they be so me comment section. Say, Clement, you can say, no, me say, Ankoma. Yeah, one. Yeah, enemies to wasi. And Ankoma say, baby, say, na you can say about National Cathedral, no, but on can be there. Say, audit na about Boateng. No, me say, Ankoma, to wasi briefing. Without, and that's our best spelling mistake. No, say, bra Boateng, I be audit ni clean. Now, I say, Ankoma, when we audit no, because me carry very well. Say, Saturday, neither. No, baby. And now, I'll be sending a message on Instagram. Say, hello, Clement. Me are one of the followers from Europe. You show pan, I'm so Yakupon Shroud. So, here from Europe. Now, what's it? Say, Deloitte and the reports on the taba on National Cathedral. Now, confirm me, say, Cathedral and the financial records need to be clean. Negative findings be him. Me patron, me ni beje pa, when I okay, womu, when I okay, tie. Now, me say, Nyame Adom. Barbara Penny to was mammy. Minyendu Wabutre. No, see on Pesa Obey review and analysis. Now report to what channel also. Just send a message no send him man. No more you say no okay, be anonymous send him into my major because media meaning say just one statement for my board chairman of National Cathedral. I'm okay say Deloitte and Tushi I'm finding any misappropriation. I want auditing, but the audit nakasano. Our His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ho. Our the money in May 2025. Nemo me nyamba me da bontin. It is a me who audit no. Me do even one line pay and cancel. And that was in context. So what about context in media? Hi, Gossip 24. Meslo. So be me a subscribe button so. Now I click the bell notification icon. So now face follow here. Your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter at gossip24.com and gossip24 TV. Now make come for tap send so and a demo. Send this guy through tap send app. App ni available App Store ni Play Store. Or send this car. So be reference code J24. J24. Simple. Now for send this car for. It may bring you to the context. Send a bear. So we din komo ya ube hu se na obe se din komo nafa based on outcome of the report no. It mean and say on the 24th of September in the year 2024 and apostle professor Opoku Onyina signature the twice no the title or throw or letter na say and it's a chairman of National Cathedral Ghana board no ono a chairman na sa letter no train no and the response upon receiving the audit report from Deloitte and Tushi for her. Now, the response to the title of the man and it said statutory audit report of the National Cathedral of Ghana for the period ended 31st December 2020. And then and apostle Professor Opoku Onyina edit 2020 response in the buy. That was because said apostle can say our paragraph 2 of letter and say this forms another paragraph 3 fine. This forms the first report on an ongoing statutory audit by Deloitte Ghana Limited initiated by the board. By Deloitte Ghana initiated by the board. The audit for the year ended 31st December 2021 is also in progress. So that means say whatever now apostle Professor Opoku Onyina Ekasa about no, was an audit report for the year 2020. Now, 2021 audit no, in progress. Also, to also can say, while the remaining audits comprising the years ended 31st December 2022 and 2023 are planned for completion latest by the end of the year. And that means say there will be a report also for 2021. And also for 2022 as well as 2023, all from Deloitte Ghana. But reports for 2020 no, actually never miensa. Say auditors now confirming our collaborating with all the receipts or present here for audit no, any expenditures on the projects are more yet. Point number 2, and it's auditors no are confirming donations or receive here as a National Cathedral. Auditors now the man assistants. You be a day. Now come on, casa make a do. But in Chimuti, auditors also confirming say relevant confirmations be also more from financial institutions be no or my year every. No more year no conclusion in and say the auditors were categorical that There was no adverse findings. And proper books of accounts have been kept, and the information and explanation provided are in the manner required by the Companies Act 2019. It's the auditors after findings for the year 2020 and we say bone be any musikasemu, bone be any operations demo. Name account 2021, 2022, and 2023. And it was through this letter and a birthday Ghana Web article way on the 27th of September in the year 2024. Ghana Web title of the mind say National Cathedral books are clean. No adverse findings made. Deloitte. So it was this statement from Apostle Professor Opoko Nyina and a birthday this article from Ghana Web and a leading to say Emra, Executive Director of National Cathedral of Ghana, Mr. Paul Opoku Mensah, Ebabe Kasa, which a response to Asema Mr. Kusi Tando, Eka say National Cathedral no, Ombabe Daneno de Cultural Convention Center no, Oka Womu, our paragraph 4 said the National Cathedral is therefore not an abandoned project. The audit of the National Cathedral accounts by Deloitte and Touche confirms that all state funds to the project were accounted for. Disbursements are based on agreements and or contracts, and payments were made for actual work done. So what director no a communication man when stating the year for the audit, name of generalizing say the right for a audit. Say BBI Boni BNM, and it is based on these statements, not the actual report, based on these statements. NT and other news outlets, other presenters, other spectators, can say, oh, National Cathedral, no, clean. There is nothing wrong with the National Cathedral. So do you get the context? It is based on this. But at the time, audit reports from Deloitte Ghana for the year 2021, 2022, and 2023, and what the findings of that report had been, had not yet been reported on by either the National Cathedral or the presidency until 18th of July 2025. And a presidency communicating on the actual findings of Deloitte Ghana. Omwaka say ombeye the public ama riasi na etumi akan bi.
And accountability. The Deloitte and Touche audit reports will be published immediately after this briefing. So we will share copies with you, media men present, and we'll also put it out on various portals and social media handles so that the public can access it and review the contents for themselves and see whether the claims that some individuals have been exonerated is borne out by the contents of the reports.
So I am doing this video on the basis say Minister Felix Ofosu-Kwakye akache wiase nyina say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on the 8th of May 2025 I can say Deloitte for say May Busumimu omode National Cathedral report ni bebreno.
Deloitte and Touche is conducting an independent audit of the National Cathedral project. I expect their report by the end of this month.
Entiampa Deloitte for the aba ama we who report no matter in some for can our social media so say National Cathedral books near clear Deloitte farm find bibia wo mu ni ade nti o ma be kasa fa ho no ma che di gum no we ria omo the report na to abonten e ma Ghana fo nyina kan bi ahwese ampa books ni clean ana se nenso bi e wo ho na report no mo saka no enye just 2020 year no name 2021 to 2023 report so Deloitte for ediaba.
Now government has reviewed the contents of this audit report prepared by Deloitte and Touche into the operations of the National Cathedral Secretariat. The report, which was commissioned by the National Cathedral Secretariat, covered the period between 31st December 2021 and 31st December 2023. I must stress that another report dated 31st December 2020 has also come to our attention.
So which means say Apostle Professor Opoko Nyina commenting on the 2020 and National Cathedral and commenting on 2021, 2022, 2023. No. This time around, Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye commenting on 2020, 2021, 2022 to 2023. So what does the report say? It's a report, and Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye can say, "Oh man, the public there, name of my Ghana for just in a Ghana for account. So $58 million, and I say one national cathedral no. And we be a sika ye tuya candidate. Name of say eka, and I said the outstanding amount, and also $39 million. It is a what can you rubuma? That is a Ghana Jinabe $97 million.
To the details of the audit report, it bears noting that available evidence indicates that, contrary to the widely held view that total payments and commitments to the National Cathedral project amounts to $58 million so far, there is actually an additional outstanding payment of $39 million due the contractor. Now, when added up, this brings the total costs incurred so far for the whole that sits at the site of the project to $97 million. Also,
according to Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, as Chasia, and if we Mr. David Ajayi, so when you say Mr. David Ajayi, a renowned architect, but Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye said there are problems with consultation fees, no, because Office of the President see ometua 113 million Ghana cedis, but Mr. David Ajayi and so a report say or receive 117 million Ghana cedis. Now there's a bare 4.9 million Ghana cedis here. Afa baby Ghana for hwehwa e be che ansa no behu.
Mobilization and design of the National Cathedral of Ghana. Now, while the Office of the President confirms a total payment of 113 million and 40,564 cedis only, the firm, that is Sir David Ajayi and Associates Limited, reports having received 117 million 972,656 Ghana cedis, which gives a variance of 4.9 million Ghana cedis, which as of now remains unexplained.
With respect to this particular payment, Mr. Felix Ofosu-Kwakye a breakdown of how our payments be on 26th of September 2018 all through to year 2019. And after so payments are buying no extra or making here to Mr. David Ajayi, one on the 19th of February in the year 2021, another on the 5th of March in the year 2021, which is a breakdown of 117 million Ghana cedis. Just a bare 4 million Ghana cedis there.
Payment records show that 87,938,750 cedis was paid by the Ministry of Finance between 26 September 2018 and 25 November 2019. Subsequently, the Office of the President made two payments. One, which was 29,664,845.29 Ghana cedis on 19 February 2021, and another 369,060 Ghana cedis on 5th March 2021, bringing the presidency's total contribution to 30,033,906 Ghana cedis. Combined, these payments amount to 117,972,656 Ghana cedis received by the firm.
Now, Mr. David Ajayi, no, so Mr. David Ajayi no crown, and yes, he can no. There are also some procurement issues with respect to the fact, say, on the 26th of September 2018, all through to June 2019, almost 15.7 million Emma, Mr. David Ajayi, before Bose almost signed a contract with Mr. David Ajayi in August 2019. It's your chance that when you're being signed a contract, now who Chianiska? That means a procurement,
and Associates. The audit report also uncovers serious procurement irregularities in the engagement of Sir David Ajayi and Associates Limited as lead consultant for the National Cathedral project. Between 26 September 2018 and 7 June 2019, a total of 15,738,845 750 Ghana cedis was paid to Sir David Ajayi well before the formal agreement was signed on 20th August 2019. This payment also preceded the approval of the contract sum of 5,850,000 Ghana cedis by the Public Procurement Authority.
And in the entire contract with Mr. David Ajayi, there are a whole lot of procurement issues. And also with respect to that same Mr. David Ajayi, presidency, I can say, making a payment of $89,000 to Mr. David Ajayi. But our letter almost signed here in August 2020. Now they say Mr. David Ajayi on a letter to say or receive $950,000.
That confirms a payment of only $89,000. A letter from Sir David Ajayi and Associates dated 13th August 2020 states that $950,000 was received as mobilization, a gap that requires urgent clarification.
And talking about contracts, now Mr. David Ajayi, no contract, there was no room for 360 restaurants. But later, there were some modifications. Any contract, and also it's here, Mr. David Ajayi for extra work. And only a $12.4 million.
He is reported to have undertaken extra work estimated at $12,430,221 under variation orders 1, 2, and 3, covering major design changes, including a 350-seater restaurant, a museum extension, and a Bible museum. However, these additions were not captured in the original signed contract, indicating a failure to formally regularize significant scope changes before making payments regarding these additions.
I said that was not enough. One of the exorbitant amounts about $286 million to Rebadi JV. But Rebadi JV say received $261 million. These are the words of Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye.
Variations in contract amounts with Rebadi JV. The formal executed agreement with Rebadi JV puts the contract sum at $261,965,660 which is exclusive of taxes and levies. However, the Office of the President confirms a higher figure of $286,460,660, which gives a difference of $24.5 million from the officially signed agreement.
Now, from Rebadi, and Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, on Nehemiah Group. No, it's Nehemiah Group, There was an issue with your friend saying contract relationship, any the with Nehemiah Group, because check quite Nehemiah Group, now said there was also another company similar job to Nehemiah Group, so there is kind of, I said, more and one as a company win so because there were two companies performing similar role, more receiving payments. So who did the job and who didn't? Who received payment for job done and who received payment for job not done?
In responsibilities and associated costs between the Nehemiah Group and Kubik Maltby, a subcontractor. Although the Nehemiah Group was assigned coordination and oversight roles during phase 1 of the project, Kubik Maltby was separately contracted for the same project management and coordination services at a cost of $592,500. This figure represents approximately 87% of the total $675,000 paid to the Nehemiah Group over the same period, indicating a clear case of paying two entities for the same work where it was unclear which of them was actually doing the work and which was taking government money for free.
Now, Nehemiah Group corner presidency the report said almost $4.2 million. But Nehemiah Group said you're receiving $4.3 million. Now they say bear $60,000 there.
And the Nehemiah Group, a consultant on the National Cathedral project. According to the Office of the President, a total of $4,281,702.59 has been paid to the Nehemiah Group. However, the Nehemiah Group confirms receiving $4,341,702.59, indicating a difference of $60,000 that remains unaccounted for.
Now, Nehemiah Group now presidents now record. They say, oh, there is an outstanding amount. It was a Ghana by $1.8 million. But Nehemiah Group for so a report to say, outstanding here $185,000 and $1.8 million. Now, so there's a difference of $1.7 million.
More concerning is the wide variation in the amounts both parties claim are outstanding. While the Office of the President indicates an outstanding balance of $1,851,528, the Nehemiah Group states that only $155,616.23 remains unpaid, a difference of nearly $1.7 million.
And I mean, okay, every group in this by individuals. No, see, they be group back. Bloggers and news outlets, you know, almost 20,000 Ghana cedis. And then their budget. They say, well, National Cathedral, no, books say 20,000 Ghana cedis on one located here for bloggers and media houses. Let me say, bloggers, now I'm going to 20,000 on my climate be. But according to Honorable Felix Ofosu, you know, books, no, HSA, almost here 14,700 Ghana cedis, and almost this best map bloggers. And I say, Obiatna 5,300 Ghana cedis.
So, a memo from the head of operations authorized 20,000 Ghana cedis for payments to bloggers and media houses. However, there was no evidence of approval from the Director of Finance and Administration. While 14,700 Ghana cedis was disbursed, no documentation exists to confirm whether the remaining 5,300 Ghana cedis was refunded.
No, Mr. Honorable, yes, I will back to individuals. No, so the entire bossy. Okay, say National Cathedral no. Omo launch a short code be any MoMo pay platform be and no mo donations. Okay, onko donations. Na me say okay chimu. O say donations no. Omo chuo say 38 million Ghana cedis in donations near there. But omo to be reconciling who say 38 million no. Way for our platform way so and I say way for our platform way so. It's omo 38 million Ghana cedis into ma. Enye ye. Attention
to irregularities in donation records, documentation, and internal controls. The audit report was also, the audit report has also revealed worrying administrative and financial irregularities surrounding donations, documentation, and internal governance at the National Cathedral Secretariat. Notably, a total of 38,294,693 Ghana cedis in mobile money transactions remain unreconciled.
Now 38 million Ghana cedis there is a variance. What they say, Sika Efa short code so any Sika Efa MoMo pay so any adiano. Almost to be recorded for. In fact, almost to be recorded for just 2020 about 2021. But 2022, 2023, there is no record.
Furthermore, inconsistencies were identified in the 2021 records of donations received through the short code and MoMo Pay ID platforms. The trial balance showed a variance of 42,791 Ghana cedis for short code receipts and 72,944 Ghana cedis for MoMo Pay ID receipts when compared to the corresponding donation schedules. Notably, no such records were made available for 2022 and 2023, raising questions about the continuity of record keeping and transparency.
I say I yembra individuals. No, okay. You're individuals, so no more branch. And they have Reverend Kusi Boateng, Reverend Kusi Boateng, no one National Cathedral board the SOB. But Reverend Kusi Boateng, our company, and it's a company the JNS Talent Limited. No, okay. Omo day, omo recruiting amount from our perform or National Cathedral one. No, see the be. Sir JNS Talent Limited, right? Director of National Cathedral, no. Actual letter. So omo pay loan e free JNS Talent Limited no. Loan amount ni say almost 2.6 million Ghana cedis. But there is no contract. I just ampa JNS Talent Limited any National Cathedral no assign the contract say yeah man National Cathedral 2.6 million Ghana cedis loan. Name there is a letter of request. I say no JNS Talent Limited National Cathedral need to 2.6 million Ghana cedis. Say a beji loan musikadi.
JNS Talent Center Limited. The audit report also highlights a deeply concerning financial transaction involving JNS Talent Center Limited, a company owned by Reverend Kusi Boateng, a member of the National Cathedral Board of Trustees. A letter dated 26 August 2021 from the Executive Director of the National Cathedral Secretariat requested a loan of 2.6 million Ghana cedis from JNS Talent Center. However, no loan agreement was cited to establish the terms, conditions, interest rates, or repayment obligations of the facility. Despite this glaring omission, the amount was subsequently repaid to JNS Talent Center Limited using project funds. The absence of a formal agreement raises serious red flags regarding transparency, due diligence, and potential.
What I say? JNS Talent Limited. Emma Bosian, International Cathedral, actual letter say per Bosian 2.6 million. Contracts, Oman sign a contract beer, but National Cathedral, 2.6 million. And my JNS Talent Limited, as being stated by Honorable Felix Ofosukwati, said Deloitte and Tushe, Omo audits no, and they reveal his animal winner. There's also reveal double payment in the sense, also for Kusi Boateng, and also National Cathedral. Penny executive director no etu kwan omo tu kwan no omo withdraw ska every Fidelity dollar account emu and omo withdraw sa ska ne tu kwan we no chief of staff esa so mo musika biom for sa akwantu okona is a double payment for one trip.
A trip to the United States by Dr. Paul Opoku Mensah and Reverend Kusi Boateng cost a total of 28,433.60 Ghana cedis, drawn from the Fidelity USD account on 12 October 2022. Strangely, despite this prepayment, a separate approval of $20,504.95 for the same trip was later granted by the Chief of Staff on 18 October 2022, raising concerns about duplicated approvals and a lack of coordination in financial planning.
What discovers animal winner? Number day, no see the decay. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama issue directive say Omo dissolve National Cathedral Secretariat, yes, what presidency on Omo dissolve.
The National Cathedral Secretariat, which used to operate from here at the presidency, stands dissolved as of 1st May 2025. Now, they told me, and they say National Cathedral no senior almost set up company no register National Cathedral on the internet. And was Attorney General, and they make it sure say dissolving Board of Trustees no one National Cathedral no and also dissolving. The National Cathedral Ghana was registered as limited by guarantee. In view of that, the Attorney General has been directed to take legal steps to ensure the dissolution of the Board of Trustees.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama issued directive. Say Omonia forensic audit into all the accounts and several Deloitte for Canina. Said Deloitte for the Mayo audit. Ni Omonia forensic audit. Now so do was a prosecuting. It me a prosecuting.
Now, after the forensic report, after the forensic audit, decisive action will be taken regarding any impropriety determined and the future of the project itself. I must indicate that the National Cathedral project is one of the many cases being investigated under the oral initiative. And once the forensic audit findings become available, they will add onto the body of evidence that will be looked into. And based on the determination that is made in terms of any act of impropriety, persons responsible will be held accountable.
Ahana edin komoni besi. Makachemo say Senka Honorable Felix Ofosukwati anka so mo be report ne public a okay be fan say allegations and oye but ochra sa statement yi ene nsem wakan is based on the findings of Deloitte and Touche. Into report will be made public and accessible. Any difference from Nensema or Kanye a video ni muno. It's way a honorable fellows of Osukwachi and some waka about National Cathedral. Obey me a chair our comment section. A high gossip 24 was for Clements. Magraheb.